Welcome back channel, TrainStation2. Alright, I'm not doing the last job to maintain 99% completion, and hopefully this allows me to have an edge over those who have completed 100%. Alright, didn't have a really good start here. You can see started slightly earlier by an hour, 11 hours late with the last in place. I'm just hoping that I should start earlier so that we could climb higher, but unfortunately no. It means a good struggle over here, but like I said, a lot of hard work needed as usual for this 3 days competition. By the way, this is the 4th competition already. We got 2 more to go, so I'm hoping we could get a good number of coins, and we should have sufficient 1000 coins for that beautiful legendary 1000 coin legendary train itself. But of course, because of my level right now, I may be moving on to Australia in region 8 very soon. I'm not collecting any of the trains yet. I'm hoping that I'll be able to cross to maybe level 500 at the last competition. You know why? Because if you cross the new region with a very small fleet and capacity as well, when you fight for competitions, you may be in a losing end, because it's really difficult as you cross region during the event itself. So I'm trying my best to maintain the basically the leveling up. But I know as and when we collect those completed jobs in the event itself, that will have comes with XP, and that will push us to level up really fast. But again, I'm not doing any other jobs so as to maintain that. But I'm also afraid that I may end up with 499 at the last day itself and not able to use on to the new region. So I'm just hoping all this should work out. But if that really happens, normally they have 48 hours to collect all rewards. I'll try to do all the region jobs to level up so that you can claim all the trains in the new region itself. So those bonuses are really important. This is already the round 2 of 12/20 per job, so it's getting tougher. This is the 29/30 job, so I'm going to do that and probably complete it as well. This is the EP head start result. We will still propel ourselves back up to 5th spot, and of course going to share with you the so-called 99% strategy. And there are events whereby they reward you by completing 100%, easily identified through the ceiling of the job. So what do I mean by the ceiling of the job? Which means that this job, you saw it, 29/30. 30 is the ceiling, so that's the last job. So if they have very huge ceiling like 30 or 20, so these are the jobs that wouldn't basically rewards you if you go ahead and complete 100% first. Whereas there are events whereby the job ceiling is 5 or 10. Those are the ones that will push you to 100% completion, and they will reward you with really good EP, like 70 EP to a job, vis-a-vis about 20 or 30 EPs per job during pre-100% completion. So those are the events, but this is definitely not. So this global logistics event is the one that you should stop at 99%. You may be still wondering why stop at 99%, because once you're 100% completion, what's going to happen is that there'll be an additional premium to all the 3 jobs that you have on hand. So you may have already experienced 1 or 2 jobs completion 100%, and you know that the quantity they ask for are not crazy, and the EP they give is really tiny. So that is just the so-called first penalty. But once you complete 100%, they will add on additional premium to all 3 jobs on top of the penalty that you are having. The purpose of this is what Pixel Federation thought is fair to the rest of the people who have been complete 100%. So in order to make use of it, you must stop at 99%. How do you do that? We hold back one of the jobs, 30/30. Do not collect it if you have completed that job, or if not, to play safe, you stop at 30/30 and do not do any delivery to that job until the last competition. So again, it's difficult, I understand, because when we talk about EP head start, you may want to have that EP head start at the onset, and hence you need to collect that 30/30 job. So one way is should stop at 29/30 and you can still collect the EP head start. But unfortunately for me, I'm just too advanced into it, and I'm already 30/30, and if I want, I may collect the 89 EP at a head start on the 5th competition, but I'm trying to withhold the temptation of completing it or collecting it during this competition. I'll see how, if really because of that 89 I may propel myself upwards to a maybe first place or second place, I may reconsider and suffer the consequences in the fifth and sixth competition. But again, competitions is all about coins. So if I have already fulfilled that requirement of 1,000 coins by collecting that last job, then why not, right? So there is a balance. I've been getting like I think second and then first and then second. So in this one, so far so good. We are still in top 5, but I don't think we will last because the fact that the EP rewards is too tiny, like 25, but it asks for huge quantities of items, and we do not have sufficient for that. So it is really difficult, especially when you're fighting with competitors who are either jammers or they have been really slow progress in the first 3 competitions, and this is the one. They are still probably at a 60-70% completion, and theirs EP is definitely high and the quantity is really low for delivery. So that is how you experience why sometimes people may be climbing so fast and yet you are taking oh so long time to complete a single job. It's because you are too advanced. All right, so if you could maintain at 99%, and I believe you should see the difference in the next competition or so, whereby people, majority of it would have completed 100%, and you can see yourself flying up with the rest of the people struggling to get 25 EP by delivering almost 1,000 quantities of the jobs here. So whereas you may be getting what 40, 50 EP by delivering just 600-700. So that makes a huge difference. Unless you're telling me you have lots of gems to spare, or you have really huge warehouses that can store thousands of those event items in the onset, then by all means you can do whatever you want. What I just did was I spent 1 gem to basically to bring the part-time Harry back to life again, because you do understand that he has a 1 hour lifespan with you, and in order to expand his lifespan by another hour, you got to spend 1 gem just before his first hour expires. And with that, you got to time it correctly. Basically what you do is you send out all the dispatches first, the 10, if imagine I have 10 dispatches, and then I collect by watching a video with the part-time dispatcher, and then I'll send him out probably 5 minutes later, then the rest by then. But then that means that when everybody comes back on the train, you send them out again, and you still get a 5 minutes gap before the expiry of Harry. Then you spend 1 gem when it's left with 1 minute, and then you send it out again. So in that way, you are gaining the part-time dispatches for 2 hours, right? So that's a really small tip there. Of course, it is your choice. I mean, there's another way around it, which is to ask him to do work, i.e. collecting all the raw materials for 1 hour, but it means that you could play the game for an hour constantly, and then send it out on the 58 minute or so, so that he'll be basically using 2 hours likewise, but not using a single gem. I'll rather do the first approach, because I don't think I'm going to spend an hour playing non-stop in terms of TrainStation2. Normally it's just a couple of minutes every hour. So that's how I played this game. So bonuses are important. You can see here 50 plus 61, that's 111. I can see quantities are crazy again, 1,000 plus. Just imagine this, if you complete 100%. Wow, I can't imagine it. So this is something you got to bear in mind. I'm almost completing the second round of purple jobs. When it comes to third round, I think that would be even worse. But like I said, purple jobs are the ones that actually give you the edge over the rest. Managed to climb to the 3rd spot. I'm hoping to maintain it, but I don't think it's that easy. When there's time, please do collect the raw materials before you send out those trains, because once you send it out, then an hour later you see them and you're running short of those materials. Then your factory will be down. Right, so not too bad here. We are at between top 5% and top 10%. That's a personal contribution to it, and of course there's a team contribution, and Atlantic shipping is always the last. And as usual, Pixel Evolution doesn't really matter, it doesn't really care, so do not bother about or too angry about that, because that's just a bit of luck. Atlantic shipping is my choice, so I have to bear with the consequences. So never mind, let's push on and make a contribution at the max you can, and then claim whatever reward is available. Alright, so quick check here, dropping again. As you can see, really stiff competitions as usual. People are either not sleeping at all, or they are really big time spenders. So it's quite tough. Apple player, I think that's the disadvantage. Apple players out there, you have a disadvantage because you are not Android. Android players tend to have a lot of affiliated games. They can earn like thousands of gems, so there's a bit of differences there. So if you're just starting the game and you're an Android player, congratulations, you can play those affiliated games and earn thousands of gems, and that gives you an edge over Apple players. I do not know why, but that's how it picks up Federation partner with the rest of the game producers in the Androids. Alright, thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe. Update you in the next video on my progress. Goodbye.